ॐ दक्षिणस्य समारम्भा शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमा अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ता स्मर्या गुरुपरम्परा श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। परिज्ञानाश्रम श्रीगुरुशङ्कर परिज्ञानाश्रम शङ्कर सद्गुरु केशववामन कृष्णपाण्डुरङ्ग आनन्द परिज्ञान गुरु सद्यो जात शङ्कर सद्गुरु गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। In the last two sessions, we had a general introduction to Dakshinamurti stotram, which is actually the highest truth of Vedanta that has been given in a capsule form of 10 verses by Bhagwan Adi Shankaracharya. And people have written commentaries of more than 150, 170 verses, which we saw in the first session, by his own disciple Sureshwaracharya in the name of Manasollasa. And then there is again a sub-commentary for that also. So much has been written on these 10 verses of what Bhagavan Adi Shankaracharya has put in as the very crux of the teaching of Vedanta. And for that, we had a very apt introduction in the form of Dhyana Shlokas. Because unless we have the grace of Dakshinamurti, because Dakshinamurti is the Guru, the Adi Guru, unless we invoke the grace of Dakshinamurti, understanding of these Vedantic principles or the truths is difficult. And therefore, we not only need the Shastra, but also the Guru who has come from the Sampradaya initiated by the Adi Guru, that is Bhagwan Dakshinamurti. As I said in the previous session, Bhagwan Dakshinamurti is considered to be the Brahma Vidya Sampradaya Krit, the one who initiated the tradition of teaching Vedanta. And we studied about 6 verses which were in the form of Dhyana Shlokas describing the form of Dakshinamurti, basically the form of Dakshinamurti and as to what Dakshinamurti is. And we offered our namaskaras, we offered our pranams and surrendered to this Adi Guru Dakshinamurti so that whatever Bhagavan Shankaracharya has written in these forthcoming 10 verses, which is the actual Dakshinamurti stotram, which will be starting from today. And as I said, I'll go a little slow because though all the truths of Vedanta which are given here have already been explained. They have already been explained in detail in the 108 verses of Viveka Chudamani we saw. Already explained in the Kathopanishad we saw. But then this is like something like recollecting all that we have studied. And also this is something which is like a stimulus for us to study more and more Upanishads. So we'll start with the stotram as such. It is said here out of these 10 verses, all these 10 verses are in a peculiar meter, in a peculiar chandas. Shardula Vikrida, that means what? It is like a tiger walking like this, like this. So it is in that particular chandas, and all the 10 verses are in that particular chandas we can see. It is a beautiful chandas to chant, but you may feel here that the words are all, most of them are long compounds, and we have to know how to break those compounds and make a meaning of it. And let me first chant. What I'll do is I'll chant each verse twice so that you can follow it easily. And of course, Dakshinamurti stotram is available in any of our Chitrapur Nitya Manjari, it is available. In Chinmaya Mission's Bhakti Sudha, it is available. So Dakshinamurti stotram is not difficult to find. And I request all of you to look into the text as I am chanting so that you understand how to chant it, and also where to stress and where to break and all those things. You will be able to understand it clearly. So I'll chant each verse twice and slowly. So the first verse says, विश्वं दर्पणदृश्यमाननगरी तुल्यं निजान्तर्गतं पश्यन्नात्मनि मायया बहिरिवोद्भूतं यथा निद्रया यः साक्षात् कुरुते प्रबोधसमये स्वात्मानमेवाद्वयम् तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नम इदं श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये. This is the way it is chanted. I'll chant it again. विश्वं दर्पणदृश्यमाननगरी तुल्यं निजान्तर्गतम् पश्यन्नात्मनि मायया बहिरिवोद्भूतं यथा निद्रया यः साक्षात् कुरुते प्रबोधसमये स्वात्मानमेवाद्वयम् तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नम इदं श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये. So let me explain the last line first, because Tasmai Shri Guru Murtaye Nama Idam Shri Dakshinamurtaye. This is the concluding line in all the verses, almost up till the 9th verse. Of course, not the 10th verse, till the 9th verse, till the last but one verse. The concluding line is Tasmai Shri Guru Murtaye Nama Idam Shri Dakshinamurtaye. What it means is, my namaskaras to my Guru, who is none other than Dakshinamurti. Because my Guru comes in that tradition of the teaching of Vedanta, initiated by Lord Dakshinamurti. So, Guru Murtaye, Shri Guru Murtaye, to you, hey Guru Murti, my Guru, who has given this particular knowledge of whatever is there in this verse, you have made it clear to me. To you, my Guru, my namaskaras, who is none other than the manifestation of the very Adi Guru, Dakshinamurti himself. This is the last line which is there in all the verses. So, Tasmai Shri Guru Murtaye Nama Idam Shri Dakshinamurtaye. Or Hey Dakshinamurti, my namaskaras to you. You have now appeared in the form of my Guru and giving me this knowledge which you gave in the beginning of the creation to your Sanakadi Shishyas. So, what is it that the first verse is trying to talk about? The first verse, it is said that generally, it is said that the first verse talks about the Atma, Atma Swarupam or Tvam Padartha. The second verse talks about the Tat Padartha or Brahma Swarupam. And the third verse talks about the Abheda between Jiva and Brahman. Just like the first six chapters of Bhagavad Gita talked about the Tvam Padartha, the second six chapters talked about the Tat Padartha or Brahman, and the last six chapters talked about the Aikyam or the Abheda between Jiva and Ishvara. Similarly, the first three verses are representing what is going to be talked about, the Tvam Pada Vichara, or what is this Atma, Atma Swarupa, that is told in the first verse, Tat Padartha or Ishvara Swarupa, Brahma Swarupa in the second verse, and also the Aikyam or Abheda in the third verse. Now, in the first verse, to come to this Atma, I have not seen Atma. I don't know what Atma is. We do not know what Atma is because it is not one of the objects in the world. It is nothing but the very subject consciousness, the very subject, the very knower. That consciousness, which is the very knower, is that Atma which we have already seen in the other works that we have taken. And everything else, including the Jagat and the body mind sense complex, is nothing but Anatma. That is what we have seen. But unfortunately, for the beginners like us, for Ajnanis like us, what is available for perception is the Anatma universe. That which is not the reality is available to us for perception. That which is the reality, which is the consciousness Atma, is not available for perception. Then how do I come to that Atma Swarupa or who I am, what it is? We have to start from the Jagat. So to come to Atma or Tvam Padartha, the teaching has to start from whatever is available to me. Whatever right now I am interacting, whatever right now I am able to see very clearly. I am not able to see what my nature is. I don't know what Atma is. But I clearly see the world outside. Now, whether it is Satya or Mithya, let us not bother about that. But right now, what is available to me is this Jagat. So, what is this kind of Jagat? What is this? What is this nature of this Jagat? Is it the reality that I think it is? Is the transaction that I do with this Jagat is really the reality that I'm transacting? What is this? So, seeing the nature of the Jagat, I have to come to, I have to infer or imply, I have to understand what my real nature is. Therefore, all Vedanta starts with where I am. I am here in the Jagat. I am perceiving the Jagat as the reality. It starts from there and it says, what is the truth of this Jagat? What is it that is really the Jagat? That is what is talked about in the first verse, by which we come to me, the Atma. So, what does he say here? What does Dakshinamurti stotram say? This is the teaching of Dakshinamurti as given by Bhagwan Adi Shankaracharya. Now, what does he say? He gives two examples for the prapancha. He gives two examples for the Jagat. The first example is Darpana Nagari, and the second example is my own dream or swapna. So he tries to define the world, he tries to make me understand the nature of the world or the Jagat by giving these two examples. Darpana Drishyamana Nagari is one example, and Swapna Nagari, what I experience in the Swapna, is the second example. What he wants to say is, let us take the Swapna Nagari first because it will be easier for us to understand. We have already seen that earlier. Now, what Vedanta says is that when I dream, what do I see? I see a Jagat similar to the Jagat outside, not the outside Jagat. By I see a Swapna Jagat, a Swapna world. I see myself as Swapna Jiva in that world. I see the other Jivas also in that world. And in that dream, I am transacting with the other jivas exactly like I transact in the world outside in waking state. In waking state, I interact with the Jagat. Similarly, in the dream state also, I interact with the dream Jagat. I, the waker, project a dream Jagat. Is the dream Jagat a reality? No. When we wake up, we understand that the dream was not a reality. Then what is this dream? I, the waker, who's lying peacefully in the bed, I, this waker, project a dream world. I project myself to be a dream person. I project a set of dream indriyas. I'm a dream person. I'm the same person in the dream as I am here. I'm not different. The feeling of I that I have now in the Jagrat Avastha or in the waking state is the same I have in the Swapna Avastha also. It is the same me. I may have the same people whom I'm interacting with here, or there may be some unknown strange people also. The Jagat may be different, not this. But then, how does the dream look? It looks as if it is outside me. Are you getting it? The dream world actually is where? It is inside me only. I am projecting this dream world in my mind, on the screen of my mind. But then, how do I see that particular world in the dream? In the dream, my dream world looks as if it is outside me because I don't see the dream as inside me. Only when I wake up, I understand that the dream was inside me. There is an Upanishad called Mandukya Upanishad, and Bhagwan Gaudapada, who is the Parama Guru of Adi Shankaracharya, writes a Karika in which he proves that the Jagrat Avastha or Jagrat Prapancha is false or mithya, taking the example of Swapna Prapancha. So the Swapna Prapancha, the whole Prapancha is projected by me. The Swapna Jiva is projected by me, the waker. No changes have happened to me, the waker. I am the same waker lying in the bed. But the dream looks as if it is outside me, as if there is a world outside me, and I am entering into that dream world and transacting with the dream people or animals or whatever it is. But where is this dream world? It is within me. It is inside me only. How do I understand that? When I wake up. When I wake up, what do I see? There is no such a world called a dream world which I saw. It was my mere projection on the screen of my own mind. There was nothing outside. If I project a world outside me in the dream, other people also should be able to see it. Nobody is able to see my dream. Even if there are 10 people sleeping in the same room as me, my dream is a very personal dream. It is not projected actually outside me. When do I realize it? When I wake up. When I wake up, I realize that this dream is nothing but my own projection. It is false and it was within me, it was never outside me. This is what I learn when I wake up. So, what is there? Only me, this consciousness is there. It is the same waker consciousness in which the dream is projected by Nidra, avidya of Nidra. And I realized that the dream was really not there. It was mithya, it was experienced at that time, but in reality, it was not there. It was just a projection which was brought about by sleep onto myself in my own mind. When do I realize it? When I wake up. And then similarly, Vedanta says the Jagrat Avastha is also, the Jagrat Prapancha also is like Swapna Prapancha only. We feel the Jagrat is different because it is outside me. Whereas I accept when I wake up that it was actually the Swapna Prapancha was inside me only, it was not outside. What does Vedanta say? This Jagrit Prapancha also is not outside, it is in me, which is projected from me. The Vikshepa Shakti of Maya has projected this entire Jagat as though it is outside me. It is actually nothing but within me itself. Just like the Swapna Prapancha is within me, the Jagrit Prapancha is also within me. And the example given here is Darpana Drishyamana Nagari. Supposing a big mirror is kept in a big marketplace, the whole market is reflected in the mirror. Now let us for 1 minute forget that big marketplace and let us concentrate on the mirror with the reflection of the marketplace. Now, the reflection cannot occur without the mirror. The mirror is absolutely necessary for the reflection to take place. At the same time, the reflection in the mirror is inside the mirror, but I cannot put my hand in the mirror and take out that because it is within me which is projected outside as though it is outside. What is the adhishtanam or what is the support of this reflection there? The mirror is the support of this reflection. Things outside may change, the reflection may change, but what remains constant there is the mirror there. Similarly, what is said in Vedanta is that this Jagrit Avastha is like Darpana Drishyamana Nagari. It is like a reflection that which is within me, like the Swapna Prapancha, is projected by Maya as that which is outside me. When you wake up to the higher truth of who I am, that is what? When there is a sakshat, yat sakshat kurute. I'll read out each verse properly. That sakshat karana means when I understand I am the Atma Swarupa, who's the Adhishtanam of the Swapna Prapancha also. I am the Adhishtanam of the Jagrat Prapancha also. It is in me, the Brahman or Atma or the Adhishtanam Atma, that the Jagrat Prapancha also exists but looks as if it is outside because of the handiwork of Maya. Just like the Swapna Prapancha within me appeared to be outside me as the handiwork of Nidra, Avidya associated with Nidra. So when I wake up to my Atma Swarupam, I find no difference between the Jagrat Prapancha and the Swapna Prapancha. That means what? Both the Jagrat Prapancha and the Swapna Prapancha are within me, and what seems to be outside is a mere projection. And therefore, what is the reality? The Adhishtanam Atma or me, the consciousness, is the only reality. And whatever is projected to look as if it is outside me, whether it is Jagrat Prapancha or Swapna Prapancha, both are nothing but projections or mithya. So, what is the Satyam? I, the Adhishtana Atma, I, this consciousness in which the Jagrat and Swapna Prapancha are both there. I am the Adhishtanam. I am the constant. I am the Nitya Atma, in which, from which there is a projection of a Mithya Jagat outside, which frequently changes. It is Vikari. Same thing, Swapna Prapancha. So who am I? I am the Nitya, Nirvikari, Eka Atma. Whereas the Swapna Prapancha and the Jagrat Prapancha are both Anitya, Savikari, Aneka Namarupas. So who am I? I am that Atma Swarupa. And how has this been deduced? Taking the world itself which I am facing, seeing that we have already seen this particular, another, statement in the Shrutis which we see, Mayeva Sakalam Jatam, Mai Sarvam Pratishtitam, Mai Sarvam Layam Yati. We can give an example. The wave is in water itself, isn't it? Water is the very adhishtanam. The wave is in the water already, but it appears as though it is outside, as though it is projected outside. But ultimately, what is projected is only the name and form. The very content of the name and form is nothing but water. Similarly, I am the very adhishtanam. From me, in me, from me, like waves, the whole Jagat Jagrat and Swapna are projected, but I am the very content consciousness of both the Jagrat Avastha and the Swapna Avastha, both the Jagrat Prapancha and the Swapna Prapancha. I am the same consciousness in the Jagrat Avastha also. I am the same consciousness in the Swapna Avastha also. I am the same consciousness when I am in deep sleep also. To explain this, a lot of concepts or lot of truths have been brought in together. The Satyatvam and the Adhishtanatvam of Atma, the Mithyatvam of Jagat, and the avasthas of Jagrit and Swapna. We have seen avasthatraya. Who am I? I am the avasthatraya sakshi Atma. We have seen this clearly. So the first verse is talking about nothing but the Vithyatvam of Jagat and the reality or Satyatvam of me, the Atma. So via the Jagat explanation, via the explanation of the Swapna and Jagrat Prapancha, here Bhagwan Shankaracharya comes to my Swarupam. I am neither the Jagrat Jiva nor the Swapna Jiva, but I am that Adhishtana Atma, Adhishtana Chaitanyam, in which, from which the Jagrat and Swapna Prapanchas are as though available outside me. So that is what he wants to say in this particular verse. So let's see this word by word. Vishwam Darpana Drishyamana Nagari Tulyam. This entire Jagrat Prapancha is like a reflection in a mirror. So the reflection is false, it's a reflection in the mirror. Then, Nijantargatam Pashyan Atmani Mayaya Bahiri Iva Udbhutam Yatha Nidraya. Yatha Nidraya, just like in Nidra, because of the Nidra, Nijantargatam Swapna Prapancham, where do I see? Bahiri Iva Udbhutam. It is as though this Swapna Prapancha by Maya, Nidra Mayaya or Avidyaya, that which is really there within me, Atmani, which is there, which is but projected outside by the Avidya of Nidra, Bahihi Iva Udbhutam. Bahihi Iva. Iva means what? As though it is outside me. Bahi Iva Udbhutam. Manifest. Yatha Nidraya. Just like in sleep. Yah Sakshat Kurute Prabodha Samaye. So, when I wake up Prabodha Samaye from sleep, I realize that the Swapna Prapancha was a mere projection outside me, but actually it is me within me. That I realize. Similarly, Prabodha Samaye also stands for what? When I wake up to the highest reality of Paramarthika Satyam Atma, then I understand that the Jagrat Prapancha is also Atmani Pashyan Atmani. It is all it's there in Atma, it is within me. Bahiri Iva Udbhutam. So when I wake up to the waking state from Swapna, just like I see the Mithyatvam, just like I see the external projection of the dream, similarly, when I wake up to the highest reality of myself, to Atma Satyam, to myself, to my actual absolute reality of Paramarthika Satyam as to who I am, then that Prabodha Samaye, when I wake up to the reality of myself, I see the Jagrat Prapancha also to be nothing but that which is within me, but because of Maya's handiwork, projected to look as though it is outside me. It is a Vikshepa Shakti of Maya which projects this universe, Jagrat Prapancha, which is nothing but which is within me, which is looking as though it is projected outside. Then, yah sakshat kurute prabodha samaye svatmanameva advayam. So when I wake up to the highest reality, Paramarthika Satyam, Svatmanameva Advayam Sakshat Kurute. So I understand that Sakshat Kurute means what? I clearly see, I clearly understand that what is there is only me, this Chaitanya Atma. Whatever else I see is a mere projection by Maya and really not there. It is only an experiential reality. It is only a Vyavaharika Satyam as far as the Jagrat Prapancha is concerned. As far as the Swapna Prapancha is concerned, it is a mere Pratibhasika Satyam. What is the difference between Vyavahara? The three orders of reality Vedanta talks about. Paramarthika Satyam, the highest order of reality, which is nothing but Ekam Advayam Brahmatma. Consciousness alone is the highest reality, Paramarthika Satyam, which is my very Swarupam. And this Jagrat Prapancha, in which this body mind sense complex is interacting with the other jivas in the world, which is Vyavahara Yogya, it is called as the Vyavaharika Prapancha or Vyavaharika Satyam, an experiential reality, experienced commonly by many of us. Then Swapna Prapancha is called as Pratibhasika Satyam. Pratibhasika Satyam means it is a very, very personal world experienced only by me. It is a projection only experienced by me. It is not experienced like Vyavaharika Satyam by everybody. So these three orders of reality in the form of the three sattas, the Paramarthika Satta, the Vyavaharika Satta and Pratibhasika Satta are there, and the Jagat is a Vyavaharika Satta which is nothing but like a wave in water is existing within me, and ultimately who am I? Svatmana meva advayam sakshat kurute. A jnani understands this at the time of the assimilation of this knowledge. A jnani ultimately understands that I am the Ekam Advayam Atma. Everything is in me, everything is projected from me because of Maya. And Tasmai Shri Guru Murtaye Nama Idam Shri Dakshinamurtaye. That Guru, my Guru, who has helped me in understanding my Swarupam to be that Paramarthika Satya Chaitanyam, to that Guru Murti, who is none other than the manifestation of Dakshinamurti, Nama Idam, my namaskaras for giving me this knowledge, which completely frees me from my bondage, to have made me understand my Satyam, what is my reality, what is my truth. This Guru Murti, He Guru Murtaye Nama Idam Shri Dakshinamurtaye, a manifestation of that very Adi Guru Dakshinamurti. Now, we talked about the Jagat to be nothing but an appearance. The Vyavaharika Jagat also is an appearance. The Pratibhasika Swapna Jagat is also a mere appearance in me. In which case, then, how does this Vyavaharika Prapancha appear? How does this creation appear? So, who am I? I am that Atma, that Brahman, from whom this entire Vyavaharika Prapancha appears. Therefore, the Vedantas, the Upanishads initially take Brahman or Atma as Jagat Karanam. So here, the Tat Padartha or that Brahman as the explanation of Jagat Karanam Brahma is explained. The first verse was what? Atma Swarupam. What is I? What is the Swarupam of Atma? The second verse is Brahma Swarupam. How do we explain the Brahma Swarupam? With relation to something else. Brahman is something which I cannot see. Brahman and Atma are one and the same. When we talk about the same Chaitanyam or Atma from the point of view of Samashti or Jagat, we call it Brahman. But the same consciousness with the reference point of this Jiva, body, mind, sense complex, we call it as Chaitanya Atma. It is the same consciousness we have seen, which is the Adhishtanam of this entire Jagat. And to explain what this Brahman is, our Upanishads give a particular, role to this Brahman. Initially, the Upanishads talk about Brahman as Jagat Karanam. That the Jagat is actually created out of this Brahman. Is it really created or not? That is something to be told later by the same Upanishads. But initially, in the initial teaching, it says, you are seeing a world here. What is this world? From where has it come? If I am experiencing a Jagat, if this is a Karyam, the Jagat is a Karyam, it is a product that I am experiencing. There should be a Karanam, there should be a cause for this product called as Jagat. So, what is the cause of this Jagat? Initial teaching, our Upanishads talk about this Brahman as the very Jagat Karanam Brahma. This is what is called as the Tathastha Lakshanam of Brahma. Tathastha Lakshanam means Brahman is introduced with reference to the world, with reference to something else. This is called as the Tathastha Lakshanam of Brahman. And then what does it say here? It says that this consciousness Brahman is the Abhinna Nimitta Upadana Karanam of this entire universe. We have seen that. Already we have seen. It is the intelligent cause in the form of knowledge. It is the material cause in the form of Maya. Brahman along with Maya, where Brahman is the Jnana Swarupa or the knowledge Swarupa, Maya is the fundamental matter principle. So, Brahman, the knowledge, Maya, the matter principle, together are able to project a world which is called as a creation. Now, our scriptures say that the world or the Jagat is not created every time newly. We have seen that the Jagat is created It exists for millions of years. And then, after millions of years, depending upon the yuga cycles and all that, the same creation or srishti goes back, or it gets, there is a laya, pralaya there. So there is a srishti, sthiti, pralaya. And we say Brahman is the Srishtikarta, Sthitikarta, and Layakarta or Pralayakarta. Now, what our scriptures say is, what is this creation actually? Is this Jagat created newly? And at the end of this creation, this cycle does whatever is there completely get destroyed? No, our scriptures say that creation is a process of unmanifest or potential Jagat coming into a manifest form. Pralayam is the manifest Jagat going back into an unmanifest form. This cyclical unmanifest to manifest, manifest to unmanifest. From Maya, the potential matter, with the help of Brahman, a Jagat, a material or matter is created or projected. Ultimately, Vedanta says it is projected. Really speaking, it is not there. It's a mere experiential reality. Let's not go to that now. Let us take it that the Jagat is created. So, what happens? Here, the world, the Jagat, which is already in a potential form, what is called as the potential soup or Prakriti or Maya, in an unmanifest form, without the names and forms, this unmanifest pool of Maya manifests itself or expands itself to a manifest universe, which is called as a creation. And this creation keeps on undergoing changes and changes and changes. And at at a particular time after millions of years, the same manifest universe goes back again into the Prakriti or Maya in an unmanifest form. This is what is called as a creation. Therefore, nothing new is created. The matter is indestructible. Whatever matter principle is there, in every creation, it is the same amount of matter which manifests in different names and forms. In this particular creation, the manifestation may look in a particular name and form, but in the next creation, the same matter manifests in different jivas, different bodies, different names and forms. It is like a golden, a biscuit, a gold biscuit, which is made into a chain. What has happened in the gold? Nothing has appeared. The potentially the chain was existing in the gold. Chain was already potentially existing in the gold. It appeared in the manifest form. After a few years, I don't like that chain. I want to get something else done out of it. What do? I again get it melted back into that form of the biscuit form or a coin form or something. And again, it comes back in a ring form or a bangle form. It is the same gold, only the appearance was different, the name and form was different. Nothing new was created. From the unmanifest, gold and ornament appeared, went back into an unmanifest form. Similarly, our scriptures say that the whole creation that we are talking about is nothing but the appearance of unmanifest to manifest matter, and then pralaya is nothing but manifest universe or matter going into an unmanifest form back into Prakriti. And what is this manifestation? Prakriti or Maya borrowing existence and consciousness from Atma or Brahman projects this whole universe. This is what is called as a manifestation. And at the end of this manifestation, after a certain, because of certain laws, Ishvara's laws, the whole manifest universe is taken back into itself. Like how A movie is projected onto the screen and it lasts for some time, and at the end of it, it is withdrawn. Just like a magician who creates a magic out of himself, projects a magic which is not true, and at the end of the show withdraws everything that he has projected back into himself. That is what is going to be told in the second verse. So let us read the second verse. बीजस्यान्तरिवाङ्कुरो जगदिदं प्राङ्निर्विकल्पं पुनः मायाकल्पितदेशकालकलना वैचित्र्यचित्रीकृतम् मायावीव विजृम्भयत्यपि महायोगी वय स्वेच्छया तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नम इदं श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये. Once again, बीजस्यान्तरिवाङ्कुरो जगदिदं प्राङ्निर्विकल्पं पुनः मायाकल्पितदेशकालकलना वैचित्र्यचित्रीकृतम् मायावीव विजृम्भयत्यपि महायोगी वयस्वेच्छया तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नम इदं श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये. So he says, Bijasya antariva ankurah jagadidam. This entire jagat is like a tree which is in the unmanifest form in the seed. If you break open a seed, can we see the tree in that? No. But the software or the potentiality of the seed to become a tree is there. Correct? So, in this seed, Bijasya antara ankura iva jagadidam. Bijasyantarivamkuro ankuraha jagadidam. This jagat, just like in a seed, the whole tree is hidden in the genetic information or genetic material form. And if we break open the seed, we don't know which part is going to be the stem, which part is going to be the leaves. We don't know anything. Similarly, in this cosmic soup of Maya, or in this matter soup in the unmanifest form as the seed or bijam, that is why Maya or Prakriti or Karana Prapancha is called as the bijam of this entire Sthula Sukshma Prapancha. So, Bijasyantarivangkuro Jagadidam. This Jagat is hidden like a tree is hidden in a bija. What is this bija? For the Jagat, it is nothing but Maya. And Prang, earlier, it is hidden before it becomes a big tree. Then what happens? The tree is gone after, say, hundreds of years. Nirvikalpam punaha. Again, it is available only in a seed form. So, Bijasyantarivangkuro jagadidam prang, before it has, erupted into a big tree. Nirvikalpam punaha. Again, at the end of it, the tree is no longer there, but it is in a potential form in the seed. It is in a potential form. The same tree may not come, but a similar tree comes with a different name and form. The same body mind sense complex may not come in the next creation. Some other body comes. Mind sense complexes are the same. The traveling jiva is the same. The same body does not come. Another body comes. Another manifestation comes. In the same creation only hundreds of times I come back again and again. So many, pralayas and many kind of, circles within circles of manifest, unmanifest is going on. It's not as if this body is born only in this creation. In this creation itself, I might have been born hundreds of times with different bodies. So ultimately what he's saying is, whatever we see as the Jagat, was already present in a seed form in the unmanifest matter principle, potential matter principle called Maya, existed for some time, went back to a nirvikalpa form, nirvikalpam punaha. Then what happened during the creation? Maya kalpita desha kala kalana vaichitrya chitrikritam. This whole process of appearance or creation is Maya kalpita. It is that Maya or Prakriti which is projecting the whole matter principle water in the entire matter is something like it is expanded. The potential matter is expanded millions of times through the time and space axis. Desha Kala Kalana. When there is time and space axis, then there is causality. Kalana means causality. What is this Jagat? Day, that is time, space, and causality. Because whatever is there in this Jagat is there in space, in time, and in causality. A chain reaction of cause effect, cause effect, cause effect. That is what is going on. So, what is this Jagat? This Jagat, from a potential form, Nirvikalpa form, Maya projects a million times, expands the whole thing. Vyakritam, that means what? It is completely expanded in time and space and causality. So, what is this Jagat? Nothing but time, space, and causality. We are giving Satyatvam to this Jagat. But ultimately, what is it? It is a mere projection of Maya by time, space, and causality. Potential matter cannot become manifest matter without time and space. Without the cause effect causality, it cannot expand. So it is in Desha Kala Kalana Maya Kalpita Desha Kala Kalana Vaichitrya Chitrikritam. All this Vichitra Prapancha got Chitrikritam, it got projected by Maya, making use of the time, space, and causality laws. The law of time, space, and causality, Maya projected this whole world. Like an example is given. If you go to a sari shop, a sari is neatly folded, correct? Neatly folded and kept. And you ask that salesman to show this sari. So what does he do? He removes that and he does like this. He spreads the whole sari, in one moment, the whole sari is open for you to see the pallu, to see the border, to see what is on the body, everything. Otherwise, nothing was, it was in a potential form, folded form, in a seed form. But this man just spreads it out like this. Desha Kala Kalana, Maya Kalpita Desha Kala Kalana. From a small seed, this Maya or Maya Shakti, Vikshepa Shakti of Maya, we have already studied the two Shaktis, Avarana Shakti and Vikshepa Shakti. The Vikshepa Shakti of Maya, using time, space, and causality, Vaichitrya Chitrikritam, this strange world is completely expanded. It is an expanded world that is seen. We see the whole expanded world in that seed form. Like we see in also in nowadays, we see in certain on our mobiles, we see that there is a small spot, and you go on enlarging it. You see so many things which have come out of that spot. It is something like that from that one spot. Earlier scientists probably called it the Big Bang theory, or whether this is what they meant, we don't know. But anyway, from a potential form, matter is manifested into whatever is right now the used form, useful form. And how is it? How does Maya do it? मायावीव विजृम्भयत्यपि महायोगीव यस्वेच्छया स्वेच्छया Maya by its own swa-ichha as the Maya principle or matter principle, like a Mayavi, like a magician, from nothing at all, from himself, he just spreads one whole universe of magic in front of him. That's why we have to all Vedanta students have to see magic shows because they give a great insight into how a whole world is projected out of nothing. And what he does, a Mayavi, a magician, projects a whole Maya Prapancha from nowhere. Mahayogi Iva. We have heard of Mahayogi Vishwamitra Rishi who created a universe called Trishanku Swarga. I don't want to go into that story. All of us know that. He was a yogi who created the universe. He projected a universe where Trishanku could be housed. So if a yogi out of Swa Ichha can produce a new universe, if a mere mortal of a man, a Mayavi, can create a whole world of magic, what to talk about Maya with the help of Brahman? The whole universe is nothing but a potential universe literally spread into a manifest and transactable universe. And this guru of mine who has given me this insight into the very nature of this jagat, this guru who has given me the knowledge that it is Brahman in which, from which Maya is creating this entire universe, projects this entire universe. Mayeva sakalam jatam mayi sarvam pratishtitam mayi sarvam layam yati. It is that Brahman, which is the Tat Padartha, from which this universe is as though projected by Maya. Just like I, an individual Jiva, project a world of Swapna in my dream, similarly, this Atma or Brahman can project from a potential universe to a transactable universe. And ultimately, what is the reality? It is that Brahman in which the whole universe is projected. Brahma Satyam Jagan Mithya. So here that Brahman is described as the cause of this projected universe. And to this Guru Murtaye, Shri Dakshinamurtiye Nama Idam. This knowledge which has been given to me by my Guru Murti, who is none other than the manifestation of Shri Dakshinamurti, Nama Idam, my namaskaras. So we have seen here the Tvam Padartha, Atma Swarupa in the first verse, indirectly brought by taking the Jagat itself and then coming to me, the Atma, as the very focus or the very locus where, from where, into which the whole Vyavaharika and Pratibhasika Jagat is projected. And then this Jagat, if it is the Karyam, the very Karanam of this Jagat is Brahman, and this Jagat is merely appearing in a seed form and by Maya's handiwork is expanded into the world that is transactable now. I wanted to take one more verse, but somehow got lost into explaining these two. It's okay, we'll take it the next session. Om Nandantu Sadhaka Sarve Vinashyantu Vidushakaha Avastha Shambhavi Mestu Prasannostu Guru Sada Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinaha Sarve Santu Niramayaha Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschid Dukhamapnuyat. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Tat Sat.